Welcome back, YouTube.
Here we are
We are here, episode 3, season 2.
in the depths of winter.
We're in a what they call it it's an Arctic blast.
Polar vortex.
Polar vortex. Yeah, we're in sub-zero weather
In the Rich Valley,
in the Rich Valley.
which is another world of itself outside of
13 below.
Yeah, I had 14 below
13 below.
And this coming morning going to be more.
It is. It's gonna be tough.
25.
At least it's not 2 below.
2 below.
No, that's in Mississippi.
Oh, and I had that guy taking a shit. The -4 is the guy taking a shit. I had him.
Did you?
Oh yeah, he shit right on the car. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's cold. It is cold. Luckily, the studio is
Studios.
tempered.
Yeah.
We'll say tempered. Not going to say it's warm. We'll just say it's tempered.
The alcohol help.
It says it's 40 degrees in here.
40 degrees.
40 degrees.
My fix it on. I didn't know, but
Hey,
it feels like 60 to me.
yeah. I'll tell you what.
It's the wall.
It might be. It might.
Here we are.
Here we are. It's
So cold.
so cold.
They moved the inauguration inside.
They did, and the reason was. So everybody was up in arms about this freaking inauguration moving inside. Well, listen, Reagan did the same damn thing because he had the coldest. Yeah, this one was almost the coldest. Reagan beat it.
Oh, I don't know.
And his inauguration was moved inside because of the cold,
Okay.
the weather.
Okay.
So yes,
Well,
there
Go further.
was a precedent set.
Yes. Before we go further, though, this episode, Steve, what is this episode?
Presidential facts and fun figures. I don't know.
We always, and we talked a little bit before, right? We always dance around the politics, right? We do.
Absolutely. We dance around politics, but I think, we'll come right out with it.
We're jumping in.
Jumping right at both feet.
This is it. This episode.
Yep. This is it. We're going to get out of our system
Yep. And then move on.
and move on.
Yes.
All right.
So here we are. The presidential inauguration episode. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode
Season 2.
Season.
So the inauguration was Monday. Interesting. First one that I've actually watched intently.
Right.
I paid attention to what was going on. I'm not a fan of all the pomp and circumstance of this thing because to me, it seems very royal, imperialistic, and that's not what we're about.
No, that's.
And this is the way it seemed to me. Very,
3 balls. You need 3 balls. You think 2 would be enough?
did you? So speaking of the balls, this is the best.
Yeah.
The Latin American ball. So they had their own ball.
No, with that one?
It was, yeah. And they had this Korean woman
Okay.
singing "God Bless America" or something like. Didn't know any of the words. When this comes up, I'm gonna put a little. We'll have a little clip of that. Croc will take care of it because it's hilarious. It is hilarious.
America, land that I stand, stand by me and guide me through the life of blessed.
Seen some chatter about it. Didn't see it myself though, but that's a shame. And it's an opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the national anthem I thought was done very well.
Out of the park with that girl. Acapella? Seriously?
Yeah. But she's got the voice, Jesus, take the wheel.
I know, but
I mean,
that is,
wow.
I mean, she earned her. I mean, I think it's volunteer. She earned her paycheck that day, right? I don't care. If you sat at that room full of women with Biden behind you, right? And she belted out the national anthem, acapella.
Did you notice that Biden never moved? It was very. But I'll tell you what, when Carrie Underwood come out, watch it.
Yeah.
Check out Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah. Slick Willie.
Carrie Underwood comes out and Slick Willie gets a big old smile and starts a looking.
There was another. Who was the girl that wore the blouse that was a dress? Blah,
with a
blah.
corset.
Yeah, JFK. Yeah, JFK. I got watching her.
Mark Zuckerberg's got his face right down. And
All the strips came out that day.
She did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
She wore that stuff because she dressed like a whore.
You don't think I didn't know.
A straight up whore.
I don't know where today.
And she's like one of the cabinet
Maybe the
members.
last thing she had in her.
Maybe it was the only thing she had clean.
Vitamin laundry days tomorrow. I don't know. And somebody compared it to with Ellen DeGeneres. Not Ellen, what's her name on Seinfeld, right?
Oh yeah,
The episode of where it's a bra.
Yeah, whether it's a bra or it's a
Perfect.
yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that too much. But absolutely, there was definitely some good ones. The national anthem, huge.
Yeah, absolutely. National anthem was great. I thought President Trump's speech was well put together, very to the point. Some of it I thought might have been a little bit too much to the point. But
30 minutes of this is broke, that's broke, this is broke, we're going to fix it. And
yeah, and when he came, he came right out and said that the federal government of the United States will now recognize only two genders, male and female.
like every bathroom we have.
But when that was said, I'm sure there's people out there, oh Lordy. No, but what he's saying is that if you are a trans woman, you are a woman. We aren't going through this stuff anymore. This in between, in between stuff. I'm this, I'm that, I'm a cat. I
get it.
I'm trans slender.
Trans slender.
Yeah, I identify as a skinny guy.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
But and then see, and political correctness. Well, listen, I've never been that guy, and you of all people should know how hard it is for me to sit in this chair with a microphone,
right,
and not completely jump on my soapbox and go into the tirades.
It's a struggle to keep you.
Yeah, it is, because
easy game.
Speaking of microphones, real quick, Casey, can you move your microphone like this way just a little bit?
Like over here?
Yeah. So much better. Yep.
Why? Because you couldn't see his pretty face. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I'm talking because I'm looking at him and it's over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. See, that's why we pay him.
And that's why Croc's here.
That's why we pay him.
Amazing job.
That's where our, and again, I'm going to put it out there. You people. There it is. One. I did
you
one.
People.
I did one.
We're going to start a you people count.
You people.
So that was my first you people.
That's straight out of the Irishman, right? That's what I think of.
YouTube. There we go. YouTube. You're out there. You guys are watching. Let's subscribe. Let's share this with your friends. Let's like it. Let's you got to like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. What that does is it boosts us. And if you're getting something out of this, why not share it with one of your friends?
And I like a boost.
But we need that. We need that boost, because without you guys sharing this, you people, without YouTube, our faithful followers sharing and subscribing, we can't do this.
No,
we can't do this without our loyal fans. We cannot do this.
Just two guys getting drunk in a garage.
Yes. Otherwise, yeah.
That's all.
It is. And then at that point, it's just we might as well retire.
Right.
Yep. But what I like to think is that we're doing some sort of good.
We are.
I think that
bringing awareness.
We bring awareness to certain issues, debunking some things and proving some things possible that people didn't think were.
Well, filling a void, right? Too, right? Somebody's on their way to work. Here we are.
Yeah,
here we are. We're here for you.
We're here for you
to fill that
for your listening and viewing pleasure. If you like to view.
If you had to choose between humming tires and listening to us, I hope you choose us.
I would hope so. I would hope so. There you go. So these presidential inaugurations.
Yes. Back to it.
This one also fell on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which might have taken a little bit away from that, but I was glad to see that the president acknowledged.
That's the one, and I feel like they cut that whole conference short, and it was the last one he signed. for the Martin Luther King Day, and I don't know, it was a little sad for me.
Some of the executive orders, a lot of them were very vague.
I think we all knew it was coming, right? We knew we could order.
Yep. And he did. He threw it out. He threw it out in the speech, and I watched everyone cringe. Insane asylums.
Everyone was a big one.
It's like something nobody's ever seen it. Better than ever.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And that's what he's good at. He's good at selling himself and his ideas, because it's the art of the deal.
The art of the there's three the three
It is the art of the deal.
There's three rules: always claim victory, or fight. Fight's the first one. Always claim victory, and what I can't remember the third. Croc, might have to look that one up. But it's that's one of them though.
So let's talk about this. Who was our first president?
Washington.
Well, not really, but yes, he's the one that's recognized. He's the one that's recognized as the first president, but he was not the first president.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
he was not.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a president before Washington, and if you Googles that, you'll find it.
No.
But George Washington was president. Do you know why they picked George Washington?
No, I don't.
So he was not a scholar. He was not he was a general. He was a military general, but as far as a scholar, he had very little education.
Yeah.
But he had no children.
Really?
He had no children. And you know why they picked him? Because he had no children?
Why?
No fear of succession.
I see. The king thing.
Yes.
Well, I thought it was he had a choice of whether or not to be king, and he chose not to. He said, "No, this needs to be a 4-year deal or an 8."
No, there was
could not be a succession.
There could not be
not a king.
He is not. It was not a king. He was a president.
And someday, this has been a topic that we'll get into the Commonwealth, but that was a term used to thumb in the nose to England.
Right, because we're the communist wealth of Pennsylvania.
Well, not communist, damn it.
Well,
Commonwealth of the people. That's where that comes. The Commonwealth of the people, not some king. And so the original colonies that became states, right? That's why they hold that title, Commonwealth. It's the Commonwealth of the people, and that's why we still retain it to this day, because it's a thumb in the nose to the king.
Right.
We are of the people.
Popcorn. Do you know who the first president of the United States is?
I do not. Do you know?
Yeah, I do. Actually, in 2015, the National Archives, the Library of Congress, and the Smithsonian Institute officially recognized Samuel Huntington
Yes.
as the first president of the United States.
Yes. Samuel Huntington.
Really?
Yes.
His head of state was John Hanson, and the first president of the First Continental Congress was Peyton Rand in 17.
I blown away. I never knew that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact that most
whole
people.
Episode on
and again, here is what you are taught in school as history is always false. It's a false narrative that is put out for you. It is not the truth. The history that is being taught in our schools is not the truth.
I agree. I tried. You did we did a small post on the Gray Men, and I tried to tag McGraw Hill to add the section of the Gray Men, and maybe they will. I don't know.
Because that's the truth of how things work.
But you're right. History can sometimes be unkind to the people that maybe it wasn't favorable for. I don't know in the circumstances.
And again, and there's all sorts of other things. I've been watching, and this has to do with this is political. I'm going to get into it just because it's kind of off topic, but it's reparations, which is just such a horrible subject to talk about because everybody wants the reparations. However,
I think everybody
the 7,000 freed blacks that owned more than 12,000 slaves.
Yeah,
Do they get their reparations too?
Yeah, I know. There was a lot of
Come on, don't. Nah. I'm just gonna call bullshit on that whole thing. So there you go. We aren't signing no executive orders for reparations.
For this, like, how long do I have to? Do you have to pay for this? What generation has to pay for this?
I did nothing to anyone.
Right. I don't know slave. I mow my own grass. Holy cow. I don't get it. Dude, we're 6 generations or something removed, at least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my family's not even from here.
Who was the first president born in the United?
I don't know.
So you got
Lincoln's like number. He's up there. He's like in the teens, and but he was born in
a log cabin in Tennessee.
I mean, I don't know. That's a good one. First president born in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know, Stephen.
Croc?
I didn't look this up, but I do know this.
Well, give a minute. You might be able to look it up.
No, I know it. Martin Van Buren.
Yeah. Who? Martin Van Buren. Did you know that one president had raccoons that lived in the White House with him?
Really?
Yeah.
We should bring that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
This is stuff that...
let's get this back on track.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it around.
Bring it back around. You want to bring it on Big Daddy Trump.
So untrue lies, we are not fashion men by any, but Melania Trump. That is awesome. I loved it.
I mean, if anybody wanted me to dress like the Hamburglar again, I'd give her a call.
That hat, tight and low. That was...
Yeah, just like the Hamburglar.
Yeah, okay.
However, I'll tell you what, looking just as, and very stoic as always.
I'm very pleased to have that as my first lady.
So am I. Carries herself with dignity, grace, and charm.
Yes.
At all times.
Yes, absolutely. Very proud to, yes. Very proud of.
And what do you think of Barron?
He's a nice young man. Coming up, right?
He is.
He is. He is.
Now, what you'll notice is he's starting to talk a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting him out there a little bit more. He will be staying in the White House with the family.
Yep.
So,
I think the next 4 years we'll see him come alive. Yeah.
Succession.
Yes. Little secession there. Maybe someday. I even like is Trump's daughter. What's the blonde haired girl? What's her name?
Hotness.
Yeah, I know. But what is her name?
I don't know. Ivanka.
Ivanka, I think it's.
No, that was his wife.
Yeah.
His wife was Ivanka.
No, it is Ivanka.
His wife Melania, his daughter.
No, but his other wife was Ivanka.
Well, his daughter's Ivanka as well.
Yeah. Oh.
And his granddaughter. And here's the other thing. So you're watching the inauguration, and there's little kids running everywhere, which is so cool. And Trump, that doesn't bother him.
Yeah.
He's not like the guy that doesn't like kids.
I know.
They're J.D. Vance's kids.
Yeah.
They're little hillbilly kids.
Dude,
hillbilly kids.
Watching him get sworn in with his wife next to him, like next level stuff there. Did you see that?
Come on, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Man. You can't. Oh.
JD. Yes.
No.
We got a hillbilly in the White House.
Yes, we do.
Finally. The Kennedys run a lot of liquor, but now we got a real hillbilly.
Absolutely.
But that was one of George Washington's greatest things that he did too. Also,
what's that?
Is Washington's Pennsylvania rye. George Washington made his own rye whiskey.
What's the name of his house? Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Mount Vernon. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so where was the first capital of the United States?
Philadelphia.
The capital of the United States.
The Liberty Bell is, yeah.
The Liberty Bell? I think the capital was in Virginia.
I mean, it is now. It took Washington, D.C.
Where was it?
Maryland, Virginia.
Doc?
Capital of the United States was New York City.
Real.
Capital was then moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and finally to Washington, D.C.
There you go. There you go.
Is there ever a time where we've had 2 sitting presidents in the United States?
2 sitting presidents.
At the same time?
I don't know the answer to that.
There was.
Okay.
During the Civil War.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we had the Southern president, who was...
No, Douglas? No, Green.
Who was the guy? Billy Bob.
Nate. Not Forrest.
Bragg?
No. Forrest.
Wrong.
Who was it?
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson Davis. Yeah, Jefferson.
My fifth or sixth grade teacher would be ashamed
Yeah,
of me.
remember he was always after the Duke boys.
Yes, absolutely. A sheriff among sheriffs.
Speaking of that, did you know that Abraham Lincoln had Marfan syndrome?
He was also gay.
No,
Here, that's not the same thing.
different thing.
What's that syndrome?
Marfan syndrome is like giantism.
Oh, yeah, he definitely had it.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah, he was 6'4",
Big boy, yeah.
which was big for back
A wrestler. He was a wrestler.
because he was.
It's the same thing John Fetterman. Same thing John Fetterman had.
Did you see that dipshit at the inauguration?
That shit is a dipshit.
Carhartt sweatshirt and his basketball shorts. He like Despicable Me, waiting for the freaking minions to come out.
I get it. I see what you're trying to do.
If you look at him, he looks. If you put hair on him and a top hat, he looks like Abraham Lincoln.
You would.
He's so horrible.
On Lincoln's ass. I don't know.
See, that's what happens when you let people from Braddock into like around normal people. That's the way they freaking act.
I get it. Oh, look at me. I'm different. I wear Carhartt. I do.
No, let me. So I want to know what's underneath the blacked out tattoos. I bet you there was some racial stuff on there.
Well, it might have been.
Being from Braddock, or he was a gang member. He might have been a Crip or a Blood or
He's something. He's
or a MS-13.
the only thing I'll give him credit for is actually reaching across the eye. I mean, he's trying to play ball, right?
He just doesn't want to lose again.
Right. He's turned red, dude.
Yeah, he's an idiot if he would go against
I'm
them.
for the Amish, right?
Yeah.
I bet he's going to be wearing a straw hat here pretty soon.
Yeah, and you know what? I've always blamed a lot of things on the Amish because they deserved it.
Yes. They're
good. And listen,
and a couple people rolled.
and I can tell you right now, I can guarantee you that we don't have a whole lot of Amish listeners.
No, we don't have a ton of Amish listeners.
But what I will tell you is, they went to North Carolina and built homes for those people.
No,
There it is. There's another those people.
no, wait a minute.
Drink.
Just like any group of people, there's good and there's bad. But to say that just all Amish are great people,
Well, they did a good job there.
they did there. They did. There's great.
By the way, speaking of this election, I got another thing. Did you get your Elon Musk money?
I didn't do the whole.
You didn't? I got it. I got $50.
I didn't get nothing. You know,
I got 100. I
don't know what anybody's talking about. I
got three.
I have been out of society for about 3 years now. I had a kid, and that's what happened.
I got 3 checks for $47.
That's awesome, Steven. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So he
happy for you.
bought my vote.
I'm so happy for you. Yes, he bought your vote.
Hey, I got a little bit of Elon Musk money. You know
Does
what?
he have an office at the White House? He does.
Well, yeah. No.
Him and a staff.
Boy, did you see him get all giddy when Trump starts talking about putting people on Mars? He got a little Woody back there, and he's like,
he's a little awkward.
he's got Asperger's.
He's got something. I like him as an engineer. I like him. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
He's out there, man. He's
He's not the guy that founded.
no, he's not.
He bought it.
Right. No, he's not the guy that started that.
No, those guys were different fellas.
Right. Just like Billy Gates, right? Billy Gates didn't,
No, he kicked that dude out.
Right.
The fat dude.
Yeah, what was he the Apple guy?
Yeah.
Steve.
Steve Jobs. No, not Steve Jobs. What? It was the other guy, not Steve Jobs, but the other dude.
He's got number 1. He's got Apple thing number 1, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Croc's gonna look it up here.
I don't know. He was on Big Bang Theory.
Paul Allen.
Yeah, Paul Allen. There you go.
I thought it was the guy that Steve-O was hanging out with, the Apple guy that Steve-O was hanging out from time to time. He's out with the Apple guy, the original Apple guy that was with Steve Jobs.
Steve Wozniak.
Woz. Yeah, the great
Woz.
and powerful Woz. Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. The great and powerful Woz.
I don't know what we pay this kid, but it's not enough.
I know. I can't pay him anymore because, nobody's liking and sharing.
Like and
Subscribing and all that other stuff. Our numbers,
like and subscribe.
our numbers are down. Our numbers are down.
So Inauguration, though. Back to the inauguration.
All right.
What other highlights? What other highlights? I just the transparency, right? Like that's what I hear even from the press. They're like they can see it, even in the White House, right? They know what windows to watch and when he's up, and oh my God, he's up again, right? He's working. And the other night he's signing the executive orders, right? He's talking about him. He
took a lot of questions.
He did. He took it.
However, most of them were from Peter Ducey. So,
well,
I mean,
more than we got in the last 4 years. Which
at least he's out there. He is there. He's not going to avoid.
I be honest with you. I as I always put myself in perspective, like Biden. Let's talk Biden for a second. Would you want your
Sleepy Joe
grandfather in that position?
No.
And that's where I just almost
it was
it's pitiful.
It was what they did to Joe Biden is, I mean, that's kind of unforgivable for what they did. Now,
similar to what they did to Mike Tyson,
right? Yeah, absolutely,
it is.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. They fucking Jake Paul'd him. I'm sorry.
I did. I mean,
yeah.
He's a puppet. They propped him up, and
and everybody's up in arms about that he pardoned his family and Fauci.
All right, he signed. Quite frankly,
he didn't. He has no idea what he signed.
Who would do that? Yes.
These people are just horrible, horrible people. And so along with that, you have the hearings that they hold to confirm his appointed cabinet. I watched these.
Okay. I get the blips and blurbs.
So Pete Hegseth, first of all,
gold.
What's her name there? Old Cratchit face, the Wicked Witch of the North. There.
Yes, I see that.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not a general.
I am not a general.
Yeah. Pete carried himself very well. The new AG is she basically just schooled everyone.
And that's the thing with Trump. He surrounds himself with people that are smarter than him. And
absolutely, that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do, not your buddies.
Right. Oh yeah, not my cronies, right?
No, they're not your buddies. So the Musk thing, I think, might be a little cronyism. It might be. He knew, okay, I either gotta flip here,
right,
or I'm out of business.
Same with Bezos, right? I think,
and the same thing with Bezos,
because they were all demis on the start of 8 years ago.
Well, exactly, and what they realized is he can put us out of business.
Yes. Well, there's more to be gained to be his friend than there is to be his enemy. That's quite frank what it is.
So, since we're on a social media platform, we might as well talk about TikTok. And what he did was, by opening TikTok back up, 90 days, going into negotiation
to the base seller. I mean, it's American. It's the most American thing to do. We're going to sell it, right?
And what he's going to do is buy it.
Right. You can't shut it down. You can't shut it down because it'll lose value. That's quite frankly why don't we shut it down? Why did it shut down for 12 hours to show its worth? It won't shut down again because it'll lose value if it shuts down again.
It's worthless. It's worthless without America. Without the U.S., it is worthless.
It probably had a hell of a surge after that 12 hours.
And he knows, and Trump knows that.
I bet people signed up for it that never used TikTok before.
It's $1 trillion.
Yeah.
It's $1 trillion business that the United States is going to get half of.
That is a media outlet.
Yes. $500 million coming into the United States because we're not going to buy it from you. No, you're going to give us that. And we're going to let you we're going to let you stay in business.
You're right.
And he went right after the Panama Canal. Again.
I don't know how that one's going to go. The Panama Canal. I don't know about that.
All you're doing is breaking a treaty. You go down, you're taking it back. You know how easy it is? Let's put it this way. I was in Panama in 1989.
Yeah, so you have some firsthand on this. So,
okay.
Yeah.
When we invaded Panama to get Noriega, December 20th, we started. January 20th, we ended.
It was only 30 days. What is it? It was over Christmas.
Yeah, it was over
Yeah.
Christmas. First real military action since the Vietnam War.
Yes.
But it's very easy with Panama. Now, Panama's a beautiful country now. But when China
How about
gets involved, and then his tariffs, stock tariff.
Oh, he's got a boat.
You know who's getting all the tariffs? Mexico and Canada.
Yeah.
Not China,
He's basically
because they never took the tariffs away from China.
he's basically ending NAFTA now,
NAFTA is done.
which was garbage to begin with.
It was the shipping manager when NAFTA came about.
Yeah.
You know how hard that was? It was a pain in the rear end.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, he is putting the pressure on Mexico and Canada. All the cartels are now terrorist organizations.
I seen that. Yes.
That means we use military action to take out the cartels.
Yes. Which is needed. It's out of control.
Absolutely. So not only are we benefiting ourselves by stopping the flood of fentanyl into the United States and the coyotes running illegals across the border, but we're helping Mexico out, and we're gonna clean up Mexico, and we're gonna make Mexico great again.
Mexico right again.
Yeah,
That's
I want to be able to go to Tijuana and have a beer again
Can imagine.
without worrying about getting stabbed or something.
Right. There's no border town safe right.
No, I used to love going to Tijuana. Beautiful place.
You'll have to tell us some stories.
Sometime when I'll give you some Tijuana story.
No.
But this is all just good stuff that's happening.
I'm happy about the next 4 years. I am. Yeah.
I'm comfortable with the next 4 years. But you got to remember, 4 years isn't a long time.
It's not.
And he's got a big job ahead of him
And I don't.
and only 4 years to do it.
I don't see the next one in line. I don't know who. Not Democrat or Republican. I don't know who would be the next candidate.
JD.
We all say JD. It's gonna be JD. He's a great guy. Maybe.
It's the way it works.
I wouldn't put much money on it.
I don't know. We'll see how involved he is and how out front in the public.
I guess it worked for Reagan, right? Did it work for Reagan?
Well,
wasn't Bush
Sure.
one?
Yeah.
Bush one was his vice president.
But you have to see how much they let him out in front.
Okay.
If they're leaving him out in front,
Oh, I wasn't around. You were around. I remember George one vaguely from kindergarten, and I wasn't exactly into politics then, so I don't remember. But
I remember Gerald Ford.
yes,
Fun fact here.
Yeah.
A little tidbit. George Bush won. You know who his running mate almost was?
No, because I don't even know who his vice president was.
It's a very, very famous actor. Probably the most famous actor, Clint Eastwood.
really,
Wow,
Yeah, so
that would have been interesting.
He's best friends with Clint Eastwood. He wanted Clint Eastwood to be his running mate, but I can't remember why it didn't work out. But that was his original choice.
Who was his vice president? I don't even remember. I remember Ross Perot though.
as soon as you say it, I'll be like, oh,
Do you remember Ross Perot?
I do.
He was the first billionaire guy that was
party. He was the most third party votes.
he he basically created
The stories are the greatest.
I
Ross
can't
go back on YouTube
with his-
watch some of this.
Ross Perot's great. But he was for all the comedy shows.
Yeah.
He was great. He was great because he was so easy to mimic and they just made fun of him.
Oh, I know.
Now, watching
Same way. Trump says, "Hey, it's gonna be."
late night television, still bashing Trump.
I know.
What is wrong with these
Well,
people?
it is funny, dude. Like,
It is, but what is wrong with them that they still think they're still saying that he's some sort of monster?
they're not relevant is the problem. I hope someday they recognize it.
So the best one that I get is this Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is a freaking idiot. First of all, you had a show that consisted of girls jumping on trampolines.
Which I would still be watching.
And and you chugged beer. And now all of a sudden you're high and mighty
Right.
when you exploited women absolutely horribly on that show.
Guess what? I haven't watched them since that show.
Yeah. So
Frankly.
don't jump up on your freaking high horse because you got veneers.
Right.
All right?
Right.
You see, ziggity, ziggity, zoggy, zoggy, zoggy,
Right.
chug, chug. Yeah, and now, girls jumping on trampoline.
Right. I'm better.
It was the man show.
Yeah, the man. I remember the man show. It was great. And the man show was
So,
with
now-
Adam Carolla. Yeah.
So where did Adam Carolla go? Stayed right on the right where he always was.
Like comedy where he could say whatever the hell he wanted.
Right.
Yes.
I wonder who sleeps better at night. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Adam Carolla's doing just fine, right? I like.
Yeah, he is.
And I've watched him since then.
So Adam Carolla just had a really neat thing because we have some strange things going on. We got California, and now, it's great. You got to watch everybody jumping the freaking bandwagon, jumping on the Republican bandwagon in California. You know, our Democrat freaking government screwed us, and our homes are burning. You didn't give a shit about that during the election.
I'll tell you who had the best snippet of that was Bill Moyer. And his, did you watch his thing? You got.
No.
I would encourage you to watch. Is it Bill Maher? Bill Maher, that's his name.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Thanks, Sammy.
Yeah, thanks again, Amy. So Bill Maher though had the best 5 or 10 minute excerpt on that. It's good. It's good. I would encourage anybody to go watch it. But basically called him out and said, look, was they had a lesbian fire chief, right?
It's DEI.
Did you pick her because she was the best, or did you pick her because she was the best lesbian? Which might not have been enough.
Right.
And it's like, and then you read her thing of what she was trying to do, her mission. We strive to provide equality and diversity. While like the third thing that she finally gets to her mission statement, while exceeding our expectations, and Bill Maher's like, we didn't exceed my expectations because that would not have been having the entire place burned down, right? Like no. So I don't know. That's the thing about the California thing. I don't have a dime in it. I watched
Adam Carolla talked about explained homelessness people.
Yeah, it's
the unhoused.
Skid Row.
Yeah, he said, you know what? He said, I'm homeless.
That homelessness.
So he said, but the difference between me is I have a lot of friends that'll let me stay at their house because I didn't bust into their medicine cabinets and steal all their drugs and get into their purse and take all their money so that I could buy drugs. That's why those people are still homeless. Ta-da. You can all go to San Francisco. You can shit in the sidewalk and live in your tent because San Francisco has become the cesspool. And I hope that Donald Trump takes a trip to San Francisco and uses the military power to clean up the streets of San Francisco and bring one of our most beautiful cities back to its glory.
It's going to take that. Maybe these fires are a turning point. I don't know.
The fire. I feel this is a heartfelt sorrow for those people that lost their homes because it's not all rich movie stars.
It's not. There's some very working class people there.
It was because he was playing the piano. Lost his home.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's not equipped.
But he has no income anymore. He was still paying the taxes from 1950. So your taxes don't go up you pay, you're set, is the way it was.
Out there?
Piece of land. It's nothing special.
No,
it's not.
They got a lot of challenges.
They do. They're all gonna move to they're all moving to Colorado and Wyoming and Montana and they're gonna invade that and make that as shitty as California was.
Right, but no, Chicago and LA and all that. It's the flagships of the left. Hate to say it.
Portland.
Our buddy Tom, right? He worked there for a bit, right? He had a couple stories from there.
Yeah.
Smokes.
Yeah. Well, and here we go. What did Trump do? Read the J6ers, January 6th, all of them.
Yeah.
1,500 of them. Hard. Everybody's up in arms about it.
Yeah.
They should have never been in jail. These people have been in jail for 3 or 4 years.
That's the problem.
Not a single person was arrested in Portland when they were burning down the cities and
Yeah, no, yeah.
oh, no, and especially when you have leaders in the Democratic Party marching with these idiots. Do you remember the lady telling him, if you see senators in a restaurant, you go in and you holler at them and blah, 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 blah.
Don't let, yeah.
Yeah, whatever her name was there. Just miserable people.
2020 is going to go. That was a weird year, right?
It was a horrible year. Horrible year. It's going to go down as probably the worst year.
Oh, yeah.
In my lifetime, that's
didn't he pardon Fauci too? So
that was Biden did.
But that's what I meant. Biden.
Yeah, Fauci. So now we can't go.
I'd like to know what happened there. Someday we'll know. We'll know someday, but it's in the next 20 years we'll know.
Yeah, Biden himself didn't pardon anybody.
No,
it was people at his ear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Has no freaking clue what.
No. I mean,
signing.
He's
for the last 4 years, he hasn't had a clue what he was signing.
He's a Nosferatu of fucking presidents. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's just a husk of. That's what I meant. He's a husk. He's a husk of people. That's all he is. He's a puppet.
A husk. He's the foreskin of the people.
I'm very glad that you bring that up, Popcorn.
Oh, here we go.
I have an interesting fact about another president I'd like to.
Okay. The first circumcised president?
No. Did you know that President Warren G. Harding used a code name for his penis? He did.
Okay.
He did. I have a line from one of his letters.
Okay.
I wish I could take you to Mount Jerry. Wonderful spot. Not in the geographies, but in a heavenly place. And I have seen some passing views from there and revealed in them. Gee, how I wish you might be along. You could be such a dandy companion. It would be adorable to have you, as I am sure would be sweetly content, and you could make me so.
Look at that poet. Which that's funny as hell. Where are we? Or something dying?
That was your dog getting called back into the house.
Oh. See beeping. I thought the bomb was going to go off. Here we go. One political episode. Next thing you know, we got bombs going off in here.
We got to go airplane mode. I'm just like, dang it.
But have you ever like the old time letters and the way they wrote them? My dearest Marie.
Right.
As my eyes gaze upon you.
You don't write your wife like that? I do.
So I send her like a text on Valentine's Day that says, Happy Valentine's A. Give you the D later.
Oh.
I mean, that's about as romantic as I get.
I miss the warden. Now that we're in the studio, the warden
doesn't come out much. She's not going to come to the studio.
No.
I think I banned her from this.
She's still a jerk.
She is. She's definitely still in charge. But presidents, what do you got? Give us another fun fact there, Croc, on a president.
I have a couple. I actually just closed out my Google search here, but I have a couple memorized because they were cool. Dwight D. Eisenhower actually sent an order to the Secret Service to assassinate all of the squirrels at the White House.
Why?
He put in a putting green out back, and the squirrels were digging holes in his putting green, and he said to the Secret Service,
he had enough of it.
Want every single squirrel shot.
Yeah.
Croc, you need to look up Lyndon B. Johnson. Absolutely amazing stuff.
Okay, so
there's a whole recording of him talking to a tailor about how his
John Quincy
joke doesn't fans like he's like
John Quincy Adams, president. He was the 6th president.
Yep, he was low. He's pretty low.
Yeah, he used to go skinny dipping in the Potomac River, and it was part of his morning routine.
Absolutely,
he'd get up and go skinny dipping in the
man, right? He didn't care, right? We got to get back to those type of presidents.
Yeah,
that go skinny dipping in the Potomac River. Could you imagine? Seriously.
Oh, here's a good one.
Think about
who's the 10th president? Does anybody know the 10th president?
Holy Christ! I don't know who's the second. Can it?
Yeah, John Tyler, little known president. Nobody talks about John Tyler. John Tyler had 15 kids.
It's a ebb and flow, right? Number 2, it's the same with Roman emperors. Now, everybody knows the first, but who's number two? We don't.
Who's the smallest president?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't.
It's also John Adams. He was about 5 foot tall and weighed under 100 pounds.
Oh,
And had 15 kids.
Yep.
He was like an Energizer bunny. 8 boys, 7 girls.
different time. They had to have a bunch so they survive.
This is my favorite. Taft, that gross old piece of shit, he used to love possums.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He had a possum love.
Real.
Like,
Not just as like he thought they were cute.
he loved
He
possums.
ate them. So
What?
he said, I've had a lifetime longing to taste possum and taters. And then he started eating it, and he actually held a possum feast, which fed over 600 people.
Awesome.
And people started catching rare possums, like white possums and like all these different kind of possums, and they would just send them to the White House. He would have the
For
chef,
dinner.
he'd have the chefs cook them, and then he would
Possums are a
Yeah.
garbage animal.
No, seriously, Stephen. Well, get a possum so we can send it to the White House, right? Can you imagine that?
address it to Taft.
Yeah, like, no, can you imagine that happening? Like, Calvin's holding it up and send it.
Freaking Calvin Coolidge had raccoons living with him at the White House.
Really?
I told you.
Oh,
They had
this is
raccoons there.
Craziest thing ever. We have digressed beyond any. It has been the craziest episode ever.
So, and I remember I said about
Inauguration. We left inauguration.
inauguration.
We're talking about raccoons and
But I gotta tell you, Gerald Ford.
yeah, first president you remember.
Yeah, you know what he did? When he was a model.
No,
Yeah, he was a model.
Yeah, and his
Gerald Ford was a model.
Navy uniform.
Yeah.
On the cover of Cosmo.
So see,
John Adams also had a dog named Satan.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
what? We had a president with a dog named Satan. Well, I mean, maybe it was a bad dog. I don't know.
See, Trump doesn't do animals.
No, I don't know. I like the man. I really like the man. He is just
He doesn't do animals. It's like, and I
have time for it.
and you know what? And I understand that because I don't have time for a pet.
Right. You don't either. You don't have time. He works all the time. I think that man is always working, Stephen. You don't have a hobby. That's his problem.
And anybody that his hobby is making America great again.
That is his hobby. That's his work. That is
his new work.
yes.
Because everybody, what if you were Donald Trump? Why on earth would you put yourself through
Right.
what the man has gone through the last 10 years?
Right. Any other normal person would be sitting on a beach somewhere. And,
Yeah, I'd be like, well, I'm done with this.
nah, you made your first billion. Like, stop.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. If you guys are going to keep coming after me, I'm out. I'm done.
Do it. He can't do it.
You know why?
Do it.
And I genuinely think that he cares that much about.
I do think he cares. I do think
he cares.
but I think beyond all that, he is a workaholic that has to do it. Because that's all he knows.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
So, do you notice that the other two sons aren't as vocal anymore?
They don't have it. They don't have it.
So,
Even they don't have it. They're not going to be political or anything.
well, you got to remember. Okay,
They'll run businesses. They'll do whatever.
Little Donnie's got a little controversy around Little Donnie because he divorced his wife, and then got the hottie from Fox News
Yeah.
with the big lips,
Well, you didn't narrow it down.
dumped her.
Yeah.
So Donnie's not.
They don't quite.
He's
have-
not the model.
You should see the way. So during the inauguration, when they would show Barron, and when Barron stood up and went to the podium, and the crowd literally just went absolutely wild, he was just standing in the back, like completely in disarray.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Daddy, no, not a new favorite.
yeah,
No.
yeah,
Like, he was like, oh shit, like Barron's gonna take over my
Yeah.
spot.
yeah. He did, and he
looks so.
he's a giant.
Dude, he is. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Barron may do something, but them other two,
No,
that
nope. And you know what? I like Don Jr., simply because I
don't hate him, but
I like Don Jr. I like Don Jr.'s a hunter. He's a
Yeah.
he's he's an outdoorsman.
Right.
He likes that kind of stuff, and he'd much rather raised him very, very strict.
No, Ivanka's he's got that
Not Ivanka,
right?
Melania.
Melania.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hammy ruined this for me. Hammy is completely.
So what? Like he doesn't get the expensive sneakers, and she,
he gets $100 backpack. I seen it.
Yeah, I mean
backpack. They talk about everything, right?
Yeah,
he had $100 backpack for like the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I'm sure the kid don't give a shit, right? Like
no, he probably doesn't.
No,
and I'm sure he's probably like, you know what? And a lot of times, I'm sure he's like, I wish I was just,
I like this backpack.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up. Like I just like this backpack.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure he wishes he was just like, I just want to be a regular kid, and
Well, I don't know.
It's impossible.
I think he has a future. The other two don't.
I don't think so.
So there's some negative.
Any of the daughters,
quite frankly, we
I don't think Eric wants part of it. I think he just kind of wants to Eric sit back and kind of reap the benefits of having a presidential dad.
Eric's running the Trump business with Don Jr. and because
he just sits back and smiles. He doesn't say much.
So and the girl that's married to the Jew, the daughter.
Ah,
All right, what's
his name? Hasselberger, Eisenstein.
Oh yeah,
what's his name?
Married to the man with the yarmulke.
What's his name?
Probably Rothstein or something.
No, I don't know. But he was the guy that did the Abraham Accords. He was out there helping Israel. I like this guy. He's like his wife's the one that's
They're God's chosen people. They are.
Absolutely.
They suffered more.
Kushner.
Yeah. People that
Kushenshtein.
Whatever. They have suffered more than
how you knew you Jew.
Absolutely.
They have. Absolutely.
You don't have to convince me. I know. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And they are strong in their faith.
Yep. They're still wailing at the wall.
I know. No. Yeah.
I mean, and all of Christianity's most sacred places are in that region.
Yeah. No.
That are if something was to happen, and here's the thing, the Israelites have been chased out of their home thousands and thousands of years ago and have never been able to have a home again.
Right. No, we
come on.
Well, we fixed that in 1950 or something, 54, I think.
Yeah, but these Palestinians, you just keep Hamas.
No, that's all.
I think we're going to be good.
I think we made.
I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, we brought it back around. I don't know.
I voted for Trump every time I could. If there was a question,
you voted early and often.
No, but even in the very,
I voted 4 or 5 times. So
very first primaries, I can say I'm proud that if I have grandkids someday, I can say that hey, I voted for Trump every time that I could. I did, and because
what if the 22nd Amendment is gone?
What's that?
Presidential term limit.
What about it? I 4 years. No, that's fine. I'm all right with 4 years. Somebody's got to take over in 4 years. He's not a king. He's not a king. He's not the last president.
I don't think 4 years is enough for any term.
I don't know.
I think it
works for me.
I really think it should be a 6-year term.
I don't know.
On all political offices, 6-year term. That's
why I think the other offices, but not. I don't know.
All of them.
4 years on a president. 4 years,
6-year term, and you're out.
I wouldn't change that. I would not.
We wouldn't be looking at Nancy Pelosi's wrinkled up old face with her.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
They need to go.
Yeah, but I don't.
Term limits. They need to. No.
I agree with that. But
Trump
has 4 years.
Gone.
Trump has 4 years.
Yeah, and it's not enough time to do anything.
The only thing I'll say. All right, so I will say one thing. one thing in favor of this, but I will go on record. 4 years for a president, and the others should have term limits. Term limits, they should have term limits. It's bullshit. But you compare anybody to Putin, right? Putin's been in power for what, like 20 years? Like, it's an insane amount of time.
Since Gorbachev was gone,
right?
I think, right? Didn't Putin come in right after?
Early 90s? Early 90s?
Was it?
90.
It was Gorbachev. It was
a very long time.
It was the USSR.
So what do you, experience-wise, who has more experience as a country leader, right? Putin's got
absolutely
experience leading a country compared to any of our people.
Yeah. So does Kim Jong-un.
Take
or whatever his name. But the little gangman style guy.
No, gangman style. But let's just say hypothetically something. Let's just say for a minute. Carmela won.
Carmela. Is that it? Is that? I was going to say Carmela.
All right.
Is that a color joke?
Kamala, right?
Yeah.
Kamala won.
Yeah.
Do you think she has the experience to go up against Putin? Seriously, does she have?
No,
not in a million years. I wouldn't bet on that.
Not even close.
Even Trump's behind the 8 ball on that.
No, see, here's the thing.
I'm serious. Even Trump is behind the 8 ball on going up a guy that's run a country for 30 years.
But what he has is Trump has the intimidation, and Putin will cower at the power of Donald Trump.
No, he won't. I will say that
Putin doesn't take his shirt off and ride grizzly bear.
I will say this. No, he doesn't. No. A lot of Russians do, but I will say I have
stereotype.
It is, but they do it. Go on Instagram, you'll see it. Or TikTok now that it's back.
The poops aren't different.
I will say this. I have friends, experiences, people who are Russian, Armenian, and their families love Putin. Like, they think he's awesome. And they think he's a great leader. And it's kind of weird to hear people talk about that. Like, because we are just kind of, he's a communist. And it's like been kind of ingrained in our brains that he is bad for his people as well. Not even just for us, but for his people. But it's like actually not like that. They love him. He gives like he's like, I don't know why, but they love him.
Croc, I'm not debating. That's actually what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm gonna say as a tidbit, another tidbit. They like it's eye opening a little bit, like, because you don't always think Putin. You're thinking in your head, Putin's just a bad guy. He's a fucking Putin. That's what Laura does a lot. Sorry, Putin. I just got name drop. We're gonna bleep that out.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, Croc. Like I think he's a good leader.
Actually, when my wife asks me what I'm doing and I'm Putin, I'll just say Vladimir.
I'm in here, Vladimir.
I just say Vladimir. What are you doing, Vladimir?
I'm not doubting he is a great leader. He's a great leader, but he's got 30 years experience doing it.
But look at all the people that he just got killed because he wanted to be a bully.
Stop.
That's just their
shoot. The conversation is he's got 30 years experience leading a country. He's unmatched.
Absolutely.
You're not going to throw a politician in there to go up against them. They're going against a guy that has 30 years experience leading a country. Who's going to win?
But would he lead it too? Just because you've done it for 30 years doesn't mean that you're good at it. I mean,
that's second in command.
I'm telling you, I got people that I personally work with that have been down there, that have been doing the job for 30 years, and they're absolutely useless.
Yeah, I don't know. Russia's always been there. They've always been there as a very close second.
See, you're talking Russia,
and I don't know
because you don't remember. You don't remember the USSR.
I remember the USSR. Come on, Steven. I'm young, but I'm not that young.
That's a Gorbachev. Tear down that wall. Come on. That's when it was taken care of, and that's how you got Ukraine, and that's how they all split up. Because it used to be the United Soviet Socialist Republic
Yes.
under Mikhail Gorbachev.
Yes. Yeah. The
And
thing on
he had he had like, I don't know, like Southeast Asia was
and if any
a birthmark
if
on his head.
hungry people out there want to see this, the Chernobyl document, the thing on
Right.
yes, that's a good one to watch. Is it HBO special?
Or you can just watch MTV video of a Genesis did a song.
Phil Collins.
It was Phil Collins. If you want to watch a good Phil Collins video,
Phil Collins.
we're telling you,
Video.
watch the one with the puppets and Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev.
Croc, how many minutes are we got to be? This is the longest podcast ever.
It's not. It's just because you had way too many drinks.
So yeah, we're actually
An hour 20.
the people will see
We'll see.
two cuts where you're going to see technical difficulties. We lost internet connection twice, but only for about 30 seconds. So we're going to be piecing this together. So
Wow.
I know there's going to be
the first video was about 18 minutes. Second one was about 20 minutes. This one is 25. So
Okay, but I have a question now.
2020.
Wait a second. Is this like some sort of cyber warfare that's going on
it might be.
and shutting us down because we went political?
I don't know. We'll see afterwards. We might have just a black screen and
Hey, it's up to 60 in the studio.
it's getting there.
What is it outside? I gotta walk to my house.
It's warmer in here than it is in
Casey, it's 30 yards.
Steven, I may succumb to the
elements.
elements.
I think you got a little antifreeze in you, buddy. You'll be fine.
You think I can make it an hour out there now?
Again, when you do get home, please call me. Let me know you made it safely.
See, I'll
Text me and let me know you made it safely and you're not laying out in a snowbank somewhere. I've made it home. All right, people, we have to like, subscribe, share this podcast.
Hey, I wanna real quick before we end this.
We're not ending. We're going.
I need whiskey.
All right, well let me play this real quick because I saw this. I was watching Saturday Night Live, thought it was going to be funny the other night. It just wasn't. Weekend Update's the only funny thing.
I'll tell you what.
But Dave
Chappelle did a great job
on there. He had a great monologue, but this is how he ended his monologue. We were talking about Hamas, Jimmy Carter, all that shit.
Yeah.
This is what I want to play.
It's very good.
Very nice.
Go ahead, play it. I'm impressed with that. But yeah, play it.
Here's the thing. On Monday, Donald Trump's coming back. He'll be the 47th president. He's done it again. And all flags will be at half staff for many of them because Jimmy Carter died. Now, I got to tell you, Jimmy Carter will go back and forth and say he was a bad president or president. I'm not qualified to even speak on that. But I'll tell you this. I was in the Middle East years ago after I quit my show. I was trying to find out what I wanted to do with my life. While I was there, Jimmy Carter voted Israel. So everybody in the region was talking about a former American president being in the Middle East. And while he was in Israel, a book of his was released, and its title was very controversial in Israel. And the title of the book, Palestine, Peace, not apartheid. People were very mad in Israel. There was a lot of mean stories that came out in the paper, but some people were supportive. And while he was there, Jimmy Carter said, I want to go to the Palestinian territory. And the Israeli government said it's too dangerous. And if you go, we cannot protect you. And man, Jimmy Carter went anyway. I will never forget the images of a former American president walking with little to no security while thousands of Palestinians were cheering him on. And when I saw that picture, it brought tears to my eyes. I said, I don't know if that's a good president. That right there, I am sure, is a great man. It made me feel very.
Say what you want about Jimmy. He did some good things.
Jimmy,
Remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're all counting on you. Whether they like you or not, they're all counting on you. The whole world is counting on you. Mean this when I say this. Good luck. Please do better next time. Please, all of us, do better next time. Do not forget your humanity, and please have empathy for displaced people, whether they're in the Palisades or Palestine. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Very good. Well said.
Well said. Absolutely. Very well said.
Well,
You know, and you know, people, and Dave Chappelle is one of those controversial people that is always going to say what he wants to say.
right. You don't know
And-
to worry about. He's made his millions.
Yeah, and you can't cancel Dave Chappelle.
No. You don't get.
He doesn't fall under that. And
And what he said is 100% true. And
absolutely,
But he's been out there, like he said. He was there,
you know, and
came over, you know. So
that's
he's been out there and he's experienced.
yeah. So very good. Thank you for that, because that was kind of my sentimental piece for tonight. Was let's all be better, and let's all try and just be just a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, last week I asked everyone to reach out to someone that they had, maybe lost connection with, or maybe have burned a bridge with. And this week I'm going to ask everybody just to try and be just a little bit better this year. I mean, and I'm gonna quote my nephew Hatch's wife, and she always would say to me, "Be better, Stephen. Be better." And I think we all need to just be a little bit better.
Yeah, I heard the term one time. If you could be 1% better every day, that's a success, right?
Correct.
So to build on what you said, just be 1% better every day.
Yeah.
And the whole political thing, all that behind it.
Let's just try and let's try and be better people, better to each other.
Yes.
I said last week that I wanted to give a shout out every week to other YouTubers.
Yeah.
And so this one I have been following for a few months now, and I think I've watched just about everything that they've done. And it's 3 to 7 Project, great company that's out there that does some really neat stuff with. So it's Chad Wright, a former Navy SEAL, Christian man, lives within the body of Christ and is not afraid to say it. They do trainings where a lot of team training. If you go to their website, 3of7project.com, you can check that out. They do a Monday podcast that is basically they choose a couple verses from the Bible and they discuss it, with a lot of humor,
Yeah.
but a lot of depth, and just regular guys talking. Wednesdays is their regular podcast day. You're going to find a lot of humor with the guys there, and it's also, so you have Chad, his brother Blake, you have chili and cornbread. I know that's funny,
But it's wholesome.
yeah, and it's a good podcast. They've got a good company. They do, and they're doing gun reviews. I mean, you name it, they're doing it. Chad is also an ultra runner, so he does like 100-mile races running, or last man standing races where you run until
That's amazing.
everyone else drops out and you're the last one.
Yeah.
And he is the last one.
Oh.
If you listen to how he does this and the mindset that he puts himself in, there's a lot to be learned from their podcast. Also with the humor that goes along with it.
Sounds like a wonderful family, and
Yeah, and he does a special little shorts that are truck talks. Some of them are in depth and political. Some of them are funny. Some of them are religious. I found that this is probably one of my favorite podcasts now.
okay.
Just because it's intriguing. It's always something new. And if you want to check it out, we'll put a link in the description to the 3 of 7 Project. Check them out on Facebook or on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and just a great company.
I'm sure they're on Spotify.
Spotify, absolutely. They're on all.
Will be very soon by February. By February 1st, we will be on Spotify.
Very nice stuff. But check out the 307 podcast, 307 project. I think you'll like it. Understand that this is men talking.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of it,
it's worth listening to.
It is. It's worth listening to, and it's hard to find anywhere where you take a guy that former Navy SEAL, and these are these big, strong, war fighters in the warrior class, and to be able to break down theology for you from that warrior class mindset. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, and it gives you just that a different perspective on things.
So no,
it is. It's
Yeah.
It's good. Check them out. I think tonight's another episode of Bailing Out Loud or whatever her name is. So
It is. I watched last week's episode.
Awesome.
Lived up to everything.
It was really good. It was.
we have one more thing to say.
We got a couple.
Go.
Sportsman Bingo. Okay.
There's one. Yep. Sportsman's Bingo, February. Smithport Fire Hall.
Tickets are going fast, and there's
Limited tickets.
limited tickets. So if you want one, get one.
Yeah, you can reach out to either of these two. You know where to find them.
Get us on the Face Space or the Nom Nights.
Nom Nights Facebook, and we'll link it all up here.
Yep. Anyway,
But
message message us.
Yeah. Get a hold of
with
it.
that, we'll have a recap. The first episode in February, we'll have a recap of the Penn State versus Iowa wrestling match
Yes.
in our episode for Wednesday. That will be the first episode in February.
I can't wait.
We will
So I got tickets.
at the Bryce Jordan Center. We will be there. We will recap that.
I'm gonna take some video of this. So this is
We'll be able to show. We'll be able to
Casey.
insert some video here.
You don't understand. Not being a wrestling guy,
Right.
I don't think you understand.
I get it.
So okay, so this is the biggest event in college wrestling outside of the national championship tournament.
Okay.
The Penn State Iowa match.
I think that Penn State this year so far has allowed under 30 points.
They have
Shut absolutely insane.
They are shutting teams down. Now,
They scored probably over 400, and they've left
amazing,
maybe 30.
amazing. We're Pennsylvania people. We gotta get behind the Penn State. Because where'd you go to school at, Casey? Whack.
Whack.
But that's Penn State now.
Penn State is.
It is. It's Penn State now.
It was Penn State when I went there.
Was it?
Yeah.
What's your diploma say?
Pennsylvania College of Technology.
Yeah. So Penn College.
I was
Penn
Penn
State.
College. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
an affiliate of Penn State.
Yeah.
So I am. And
You're a Penn State.
I don't get the full 100%, right? I get about 95, I think.
I'm a Penn State alum.
But I've been in the workforce for so long. That's what it is. Right?
Speaking of workforce, the workforce is low. Why can we not get people to go to work?
It's a bad time to be looking for a job. I don't know if you look at the job market, but
I have openings.
do you? I mean, we have openings too.
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I guess maybe you're right. I don't know.
here's my thing. If you don't have a job right now, it's your own damn fault. The jobs are there. Go out and get them. Get off the street corner. All right, I'm going to talk right to the camera.
Yeah.
Get off the street corner. Get out of the 2 mobile casinos that we have down here in Emporium, which I think is ridiculous for a town of 400 people to have 2 casinos so that you can go down there and spend my tax money because you're a lazy turd.
Yes.
I will say I spent $40 in those machines since I've moved back here, and I'm up about $250.
Well, you have a job. You have a job. You're not spending my tax money.
I've also spent a lot of time at the Rivers Casino.
But I'm tired. I'm tired of the local turds spending my tax money sitting at a Pennsylvania game of chance.
You want a
That's
job?
going to take care of
If
it.
you want a job and you want to move out of this town, hit the email. I'll get you a job. There you go.
There you go.
God.
We'll help you out. I will.
Hey,
Seriously.
You can move to the beautiful city of Baltimore.
That wasn't very appealing.
Beautiful, but
Hey,
it is.
I'm glad we got to have this talk.
Yes.
I mean, we did.
This episode ever.
I'm hoping we didn't offend as many as I wanted to.
Care? Come on, you have like 10,000 podcasts. Like, I don't care what you guys say. You don't care if we offend anybody.
Oh, this was a
I know.
pretty clean episode.
That was a
I
good
know.
This was a pretty clean.
I know.
episode.
I will tell you this.
Full count was
Oh,
3.
That's getting low. I think
It is
just
getting
up
low.
tonight.
I will tell you this.
We're gonna finish it off.
It's done. We've killed this bottle.
To hand.
Hey, don't just send a text message, a personal text message to one of these two, talking about how you love the podcast, you wish we would do this, wish we would do that.
Yeah.
Not doing anything until you buy us a bottle of whiskey.
Whoa.
Yeah. We need whiskey.
You gotta fuel the machine.
Yeah, you got to fuel. This machine runs on whiskey. That's it.
Those two in the back are reserves for last minute.
And it's bottom shelf. This here was like some
Not just at the bar, but at the liquor store as well. It's bottom shelf.
Thank you again, Hammy. Thank you again, Hammy.
All right, Casey, that's yours. The rest is yours. I wanna say thanks everybody for watching. Let's like, subscribe, share. At the dead soldier at the end of the video, you'll see the little icon that's going to come up, and it's going to have our logo. Click that logo. It'll have you'll be able to subscribe from there. Please subscribe. It only takes a second, and it really helps us out. We put these things on for you. This is not. Listen, I have other things I could be doing tonight, but we want to make a difference in the world. We want to bring some joy to people's lives, and I hope we do that. If we did that tonight, share it with one of your friends. Say, hey, you got to see these two dipshits. That's fine.
We're worth a listen. We're worth
I will say that you listeners and you subscribers, you're making these guys' life by listening to this and showing your support. Like that's all these guys want. So it makes them feel really good as well.
Yep. Hey,
so 3, 2,
season 2 in the books. We'll try not to get political again, but it's going to happen. And I'm going to, and of course,
Most episodes.
it's going to happen. And then I'll let through.
Now that Donald Trump is in office, we won't have to talk about it.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw some Christianity in there just to top it all off because it's what I do. I hope that everybody found this entertaining. And until next time,
salute.
God bless. Keep in touch with yourself.
Go Birds.